Things are about to get messy in the DC universe in Warner Brothers' Suicide Squad. Hello everyone, it's me Ben Almaden and welcome to this edition of Entertainment Zone. Today I am here for my review of Suicide Squad. It's the latest entry from the DC cinematic universe and it's a film that I've been pretty excited for some time now, and I was unable to see the film on launch day on Friday, and I was also unable to see it yesterday. So today is the day where I've finally seen it, and yeah, this is Godzilla all over again. A film that looked fantastic in the trailers, and you get to the cinema and it disappoints. So let's start with the positive. Will Smith, Margot Robbie and Viola Davis were fantastic in this film. And my biggest worry going into the film was Will Smith. You know, he's made a couple of bad movies lately and he's become known for playing Will Smith now. So when I heard that he was playing Deadshot, who is an iconic comic book villain in his own right, I was like, ugh. But in all fairness, Will dialed in probably the best performance in the film. He did a really great job. He made you care about Deadshot. He was cool as a character, both as a villain and as a human being. To the surprise of no one, Margot Robbie was phenomenal as Harley Quinn. The New York accent perhaps wasn't as strong as it could have been at times, but that is forgiven because she dialed in a fantastic performance once again. She got the mixture of craziness and unpredictability just right, and really made Harley come to life from comic book to the big screen. And yeah, Viola Davis was fantastic as Amanda Waller, who is the government agent that brings the Suicide Squad together. She's cunning, she's ruthless, she's straight to the point, and she's a pretty kick-ass lady, and I thought Viola did a phenomenal job. Now, the other character that, of course, everyone's talking about at the moment is the Joker. Let me tell you something. Jared Leto is a fantastic actor. I've enjoyed a lot of his work, but my God, he was dreadful as the Joker. And I feel really bad saying that because from the trailers I had a lot of hope. I thought he looked cool. The visual look of the Joker has won me over. When I first saw that first image, I was like, what is this? But his performance seemed cliched. It seemed a little hammy. And to be honest with you, it just didn't feel Jokerish. He was trying to play a psycho or a gangster, which both things Joker are, but it didn't mesh together to become the Joker. Now, I don't want to compare him to Heath Ledger because I think it's fair to say Heath's performance was on another level. But my favourite Joker is Mark Hamill, who's provided the voice in the video games, in the animated series, and he encapsulates the Joker. Now, Jared didn't make me believe that this was the Joker. This was someone trying to be the Joker. I think he was trying to draw in parts of Heath's performance, and to say he's done all this crazy method acting that we've heard about, I thought he was very, very disappointing as the Joker. You know, I believe a lot of Joker's scenes have been cut, but still, maybe they should have been in there, I don't know. Jared has said that this film serves as an introduction to the Joker. Having seen his Joker, it's not one that I can say I'm dying to see more of. His chemistry with Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn was okay, but he just wasn't fantastic. And I've got to say, the Joker is also barely in the movie. And yeah, as I was saying, what we have seen hasn't whet my appetite for more. So for those expecting to see lots of the Joker, prepare to be disappointed. I kind of knew he probably wouldn't be in it much because he isn't an actual member of the team, but I thought he would have been in it more than he was. He is really a glorified cameo. And this is another problem with the film, is that most characters are severely underdeveloped, and because of this, it was hard to care about them. Now, the exceptions to this are Deadshot and Harley, as I've mentioned. Both you care for a lot. They really pull on your emotions. They're cool characters. I thought Diablo was really, really well written and acted. He was a really cool character. You actually cared about him. And to some extent, Rick Flag had some character development. Cara Delevingne, I hope I pronounced that right, played Enchantress. And for those wondering, you know, because obviously she's come from a modelling background, her acting was decent. But Enchantress's character was kind of generic, wasn't developed much. And, you know, like Captain Boomerang was supposed to be the comic relief, and I kind of feel that he failed at that. And I've got to say, I feel sorry for Adewale Akinnuoye Agbaje, because he's a fantastic actor, as we saw in Lost, where he played Mr. Echo. He got screwed over with a big muscle-bound, you know, heavy guy in Thor, and the same's happened here in Suicide Squad. Killer Croc is very underdeveloped. He's the big muscle guy. He has a few decent one-liners, but I feel sorry for Adewale, because I would have liked to see Croc developed further. And talking of the humour of the film, I don't know if this was added in these reshoots or if it was always there, because obviously there's complaints Batman v Superman wasn't funny enough, but my god, the humour just fell flat on this. There was a decent sized audience in my screening, and there was barely any laughs at all, and there was just awkward silence after the supposed funny lines and funny moments. The humour really fell flat. The action scenes were very repetitive. The same things was happening over and over, and the same way they fought was, it felt very repetitive. And it was visually dull as well. I'm going to go out on a limb here. I enjoyed Batman v Superman, and I like Zack Snyder as a director. So for those of you who hate Zack, I can't wait to see what you think about David Ayer, because this was a film that had some opportunities to bring colour into the DC universe. It could still be this dark, gritty film, but a bit more colour and vibrance. And with the exception of Harley, there is none. And the film is very dark, and I've nothing against that because it worked for Batman v Superman, but for this film it didn't work. But the direction of the whole film was very generic, average. It wasn't anything special. Something else that annoyed me with the film was that Harley Quinn's backstory was glossed over massively. We saw her origins, but she's got one of the coolest origin stories in Batman lore. And it was glossed over and dealt with very quickly. Would have liked to see more of her as Dr. Harleen Quinzel, more of her and Joker. There is a mid-credit scene in the film. There's not one at the very end. There's a mid-credit scene. It feels very Marvel-esque. Think Sam Jackson in Iron Man. I'm not going to spoil it here, but yeah, we've seen it all before. As we know from the trailers, Batman is in the movie. But there is another member of the Justice League in there too. Has a small cameo. Gotta say though, both Batman's cameo and this other Justice League member, who I won't spoil here, it was nothing special. The film does have a decent soundtrack, and by that I mean the music in it, not the score. Some really cool catchy tunes that everyone knows in there. I'm not going to spoil who the villain is in the film. What I will say is both the villain and the CGI brother who is introduced are extremely lame. And I've got to say, the CGI on these characters and in general in the film was poor. For a film of this standard, or what it was hoping to be, the CGI wasn't great. I've got to say, the pacing and the style was all over the place too. It wasn't sure what it wanted to be. The pacing was horrible. The editing was horrible. As I said, I liked Batman v Superman, so it's not that I'm a DC Cinematic Universe basher. Not the case at all. I enjoyed Man of Steel. I enjoyed Batman v Superman. I know many didn't though, and this is the movie that should have been there to win those people around to the DC Cinematic Universe. But honestly, I feel it's going to struggle to do so. There was so much potential in there, but as I say, Joker, glorified cameo, portrayed badly by Jared Leto. Captain Boomerang, bad comic relief. Katana, cool character, severely underused. I feel like it should have been looking to Guardians of the Galaxy. There was a film that made you care about all this big team of characters, whereas Suicide Squad was like Deadshot, Diablo, Rick Flag and Harley featuring the rest of the Suicide Squad. I'm very excited about Wonder Woman, and I'm interested to see what they throw at us with Justice League. But for me, the DC Cinematic Universe needs to up its game big time now. I'm not even going to do a spoiler talk on this just yet. I may post a spoiler talk video, I don't know. If you have seen the film though, let me know in the comments what you thought. If you haven't, go back and check out the film and then come back when you've seen it. I will give the film 2.5 out of 5. And that's being generous. A part of me thinks it should be 2 out of 5, but I'm going to say 2.5 out of 5, 5 out of 10. It was a very generic, average movie that had a lot of potential, realised some of it, but missed most of it. Very, very disappointing. So remember guys, you can find me on Twitter at BLMaden, that's BLMADEN, and Entertainment Zone is also on Tumblr at entertainmentzone.tumblr.com, and don't forget, for the latest film and TV news and reviews, then be sure to subscribe here on YouTube. And until next time guys, take care and speak to you soon.